So we're sitting here on July 3rd, 2016, somewhere locally. I'm not going to say exactly where. And I'm sitting here with Don Jokinen. Did I say that right?
Jokinen, that's alright though.
Oh, that's
Jokes.
Jokinen on me then, okay.
Yeah, that's alright.
So we want to talk about fireworks and what it does with veterans, because I don't think people realize a lot of the veterans in this area, like you, and I'm sure there's a lot more that suffer PTSD, and I really don't think people understand what it does. So kind of hoping if you could just give me, what you did in Iraq and Iraq, right?
Iraq, yeah.
And,
Well, I'm a disabled vet, obviously. I was a sapper over there in the engineer company. Let's see, I did one tour, and that's pretty much what did me in. Let's see, I've blown up 5 times directly, and that's pretty much my big one.
so your big thing is explosions nearby you, and
Yep.
that's what really gets you
Yeah.
off.
Yep. And gunfire, obviously, but there's nothing that big that can really set off a trigger for a bomb. It's the mortars that were walked in on us that kind of get me up in a tizzy, because every time they go off, I'm kind of waiting for the secondary explosion to hit. So them signs and fireworks, they don't really work.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking about that. Last year you had one of those nice signs that had PTSD and please be cautious of, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was to warn people, don't set off fireworks here. And you were telling me it was almost like drawing people here, and they would drive by and throw shells out the window.
Yeah, they sure would. Yeah, it didn't seem to help at all. Just kind of set it out there one day last year, and I had a car that night drive by, drop probably a 500 gram firework out of their car, and it went flying above the house and exploded a couple times. And there was a couple other people that did the same thing with just other smaller stuff, but that 500 gram, that one got me pretty good. Yeah, that's why I didn't set my sign out in my yard this year.
Has anybody done it this year?
No. It took all the direct attention off that sign and me, and now there's been one big explosion just close. Not explosion, firework.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That was close.
in your mind it is an explosion, because, for us we see a big boom and it's awesome to watch, but for you, it wasn't a boom, it was a boom and
It was a boom
you had
and
something else
light.
coming at you. And
Yep, and going down.
so what is something that the communities do that could help you? I mean,
Stop shooting fireworks every day before the 4th of July.
yeah, we were just talking about that too. Here we are, July 3rd,
Yep.
and last night, July 2nd, it sounded like World War III going on out there.
No, it sure did.
And every single one of those were illegal.
Yep.
I know in the state of
Big one.
Michigan, you can set off fireworks the day of, before, and
Before and
after
after.
any federal holiday, which is unfortunately, I think 99 days out of the year. But
Was it really?
yeah,
Still,
actually, I was.
them 99 would be better than some of the people up here that shoot the fireworks off no matter what.
Right. I mean, you're in a nice area here. Your nearest neighbor is probably, I don't know, a few hundred yards that way, and
Correct.
quite a few hundred yards that way.
Quite a ways.
And,
It's not like, I'm sitting on a little city block anymore. I've got some land at least, and I've tried to spread my distance away from them idiots, but they just come here. Or close to it.
like I said, I think it would be an awesome idea. I mean, if you know a veteran that is living nearby you, just go talk to him,
Knock
invite
on
him
the
over
door.
for a barbecue and fireworks, or
Yep,
let him know you're about to set off a bunch of stuff over his head.
exactly. Yep.
And,
That's what I do for my neighbor. I knock on the door, say, hey, we're lighting fireworks off today. Okay, that's it. It's short and simple.
I heard
It's-
somebody go, well, what are they, like anti-firework? But we were talking
No.
about that too. You love fireworks.
I love them.
You love to set them off, but
Yep.
that's the difference.
Yep.
You setting them
If
off.
I have the control, it's way different than a surprise attack, basically.
So I mean, those oddball shells, they can take you back to that bad place and have
Oh, yeah.
taken you back, but
Many times.
luckily, you're slowly recovering and understanding and learning how you can cope with that,
Yep.
and that's,
With
thank
my
God.
daughter's birthday being on the 4th there, it's kind of like I've said
And we
before.
share that because
Yeah.
my son was born on the 4th.
Oh, you too? Okay. So that kind of, you gotta, as a father, you gotta just put some of that stuff
Right, I
aside.
mean, I love
you
the
know?
4th of July. I think it's
Yeah.
awesome, but then I think about guys like you, and it's. I wish there was
Yeah.
a way in between that we could cope and work together. And hopefully, I don't know, I would really, like I told you, and I made a post on my Facebook page, if we could find somebody in the UP with 400 or 500 acres of land that had a camp right in dead center, and invite all the veterans up there with PTSD to
Sure.
bring your tents out and campers out and have a big bonfire and party and this and
That
that.
would be neat.
Surely to God there's somebody in the UP
There's
that
gotta be somebody.
there has to be somebody.
Yeah. There's enough country up here for
Right.
something like that.
So
Yeah, that would be
hopefully
neat.
somebody will contact me. I mean, really, I'm not even joking. And
Yeah. That would
make
be
it
great
happen.
for a lot of us vets. I'd say that I'd get away from here even and go
right. I mean, there's camps all over you go to Camp Hope, which is in Texas,
Missouri.
Missouri, and they've done a lot of benefit for you. So
Oh.
obviously, these camps, they
I
work.
can't talk enough about Camp Hope, but yeah, this ain't for that, but
Right.
yeah.
So on that, let's leave that on a smiling note because you're smiling. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a little share of what it's like for veterans and those with PTSD, and we just need to do more for them than we are now. So if you know where a veteran lives, let them know you're shooting off fireworks. Invite them over.
Yeah.
Do what you can to help them out because they sure helped us out.